English Grammar in Years. Raymond Murphy.
Unit 88. All of. Most of. No, none of. Etc. A. All, some, any, most, much, many, little, a little. Few, a few. No. You can use these words with a noun. Some food. Few books. Etc.
All cars have wheels.
Some cars can go faster than others. Many people drive too fast.
I go away most weekends.
I feel really tired. I've got no energy.
We do not say all of cars, some of people, etc. See section B.
Some people learn more easily than others.
B. All, half, some, any, most, much, many, little, a little. Few, a few, none. You can use these words with of, some of, most of, etc. Some of the, some of this, some of that, some of my, some of these, some of those, etc. Most of the, most of this, most of that, most of my, most of these, most of those, etc. None of the, none of this, most of that, none of my, none of these, none of those, etc. So you can say some of the people, some of those people. Most of my time, most of the time.
Some of the people I work with are very strange.
None of this money is mine.
Have you read any of these books?
I was ill yesterday. I spent most of the day in bed.
You don't need off, after all, or half. So you can say
all my friends live near here. Or all of my friends live near here.
Half this money is mine. Or half of this money is mine.
compare. All flowers are beautiful. Equals all flowers in general. All these flowers are beautiful. Equals a specific group of flowers. Most problems have a solution. Equals most problems in general. We were able to solve most of the problems we had. Equals a specific group of problems. C. You can use all of, some of, none of, etc., plus it, us, you, them. All of it. All of us. All of you. All of them. Some of it. Some of us. Some of you. Some of them. Any of it. Any of us. Any of you. Any of them. Most of it. Most of us. Most of you. Most of them. None of it. None of us. None of you. None of them. Etc.
Do you like this music?
Some of it. Not all of it.
How many of these people do you know?
None of them. A few of them.
Do any of you want to come to a party tonight? Said to more than 2 people.
We say. All of us. All of you. Half of it. Half of them, etc. You need of, before it, us, you, them.
All of us were late.
I haven't finished the book yet. I've only read half of it.
D. We also use some, most, etc., alone, without a noun.
Some cars have 4 doors, and some have 2. A few of the shops were open, but most of them were closed.
Half this money is mine, and half of it is yours.
All. Unit 75B, 90, 110D. Some and any. Unit 85. No and none. Unit 86. Much, many, little, few. Unit 87. All of whom, most of which, etc. Unit 96B. Exercises, 88.1. Put in, off, where necessary. Leave the space empty, if the sentence is already complete. All cars have wheels. The sentence is already complete.
None of this money is mine.
There were problems at the airport, and some flights were cancelled.
Some of the films I've seen recently have been very violent.
Joe never goes to museums. He says that all museums are boring.
I think some people watch too much TV.
Do you want any of these magazines, or can I throw them away?
Kate has lived in London most of her life.
Joe has lived in Chicago all his life. Joe has lived in Chicago all of his life.
Most days I get up before 7 o'clock.
I usually have a little sugar in my coffee.
They won the lottery a few years ago, but they've spent most of the money.
.2 Choose from the list and complete the sentences. Use of, some of, most of, etc. where necessary. Accidents, European, countries, my dinner, the players, birds, her friends, my spare time, the population, cars, her opinions, the buildings, these books.
I haven't read many of these books.
All cars have wheels.
I spend much of my spare time gardening.
Many accidents are caused by bad driving.
It's a historic town. Many of the buildings are over 400 years old.
When Emily got married, she kept it a secret. She didn't tell any of her friends.
Not many people live in the north of the country. Most of the population live in the south.
Not all birds can fly. For example, the penguin can't fly.
Our team played badly and lost the game. None of the players played well.
Emma and I have different ideas. I don't agree with many of her opinions.
Sarah travels a lot in Europe. She has been to most European countries.
I had no appetite. I could only eat half my dinner. I could only eat half of my dinner. .2 Use your own ideas to complete these sentences.
The building was damaged in the explosion. All the windows were broken.
We argue sometimes, but get on well most of the time. I went to the cinema by myself. None of my friends wanted to come.
The test was hard. I could only answer half the questions. I could only answer half of the questions.
Some of the photographs you took at the wedding were really good.
Did you spend all the money I gave you?
No, there's some left.
Did you spend all of the money I gave you?
.4 Complete the sentences. Use all of, some of, none of, plus it, them, us, all of it, some of them, etc.
These books are all Sarah's. None of them belong to me.
How many of these books have you read?
All of them. Every one. We all got wet in the rain, because none of us had an umbrella.
Some of this money is yours, and some of it is mine.
Many of my friends have traveled a lot, but none of them has ever been to Africa.
Not all the tourists in the group were Spanish. Some of them were French.
I watched most of the film, but not all of it.
He told us his life story, but none of it was true. It was all invented.